Yes, వెజ్ ఆయిల్ సీడ్ రంగంపై గ్లోబల్ రౌండ్ టేబుల్ సమావేశంలో మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. లైవ్ లో చూద్దాం.
With respect to population, nothing else is the same. We're very, very different. In fact, India and China are so different. Just to give you one example, you see about along with me, 5 different gentlemen who are all Indians. We may look the same in terms of our skin color, but the language we speak at home, Mr. Desai, the language he lives in Kolkata. I'm not sure where Mr. Bansal lives. Mumbai, is it? Indore. Where do you live? Gurgaon. The language that each of us speak at our homes is as different from each other as is possibly English, German, French, and Spanish. India is not a single country. India is not a homogeneous entity. India is a very diverse, very heterogeneous entity. In fact, there's not one single India. There are 28 states in India, 22 official languages. There are more than 300 unofficial languages. Some of these languages do not even have a script. Everything in India changes every 150 kilometers. The language, the dialect, the culture, the cuisine, the eating habits, the spending habits, even ease of doing business varies from one state to another. Each of these states, each of these provinces is extremely different. You might ask me, how is doing business in Telangana any different from doing business in Kolkata or Mumbai or Delhi or elsewhere? I'll just give you one example. When the new state of Telangana came into being in 2014 June, the first piece of legislation that we have enacted is the TS-IPAS, which basically stands for the Telangana State Industrial Project Approval Self-Certification System. What that means is, for instance, if Imami wanted to launch a new edible oil factory in Telangana, I'm pitching to you, Mr. Desai, in case you know. And Mr. Gupta as well, and Mr. Bansal as well, of course. If you wanted to start a new factory in Telangana, you do not need to meet any minister, any bureaucrat. You don't need to meet Mr. Reddy or myself or anyone in the bureaucracy. As long as you comply with the law of the land, as long as you believe that you are in compliance with the law of the land, you can actually hit the ground running. You can start construction of your factory on day one. Mr. Chowdhury of Gemini Edible Oils, the Freedom Group, is here. He's chosen to invest in Telangana. He's investing about 300 crores, sir, or 500 crores of rupees. And he's chosen recently to announce this lovely factory of his right here. Now, if you have a piece of land that is either allotted to you already or you have procured privately, allotted by the government or procured privately, you can start construction on day one. And what happens next? What happens next is, all we request is that you submit an application online on the TS-IPAS portal. We request you to put in all the details, the nature of the business, what is the kind of oil you're going to produce, what is the kind of investment you're making, what is the kind of employment you're generating, are you a red category industry or an orange category industry or a green category industry. Once we receive all that information, we process it within 15 days. If we don't deliver on the 15-day window, on the 16th day, backed by legislation, by statute, it's an automatic approval, it's a deemed approval. No state in India will tell you this. And the third thing that will happen is, even the most senior bureaucrat, even the most senior officer, if they are found responsible for the delay beyond the 15-day window, from the 16th day, I, as a minister, as an executive of the state, have been authorized by statute to levy a penalty of rupees 1,000 per day to that officer who is responsible for the delay. For those of you who are thinking, this sounds too good to be true, does it actually work, or is this guy another politician who is just talking his way through? I'm told Malaysia has an election tomorrow, so I'm sure there are enough promises that are being made by the politicians in Malaysia as well. Let me tell you one thing quickly. In this state of Telangana, what you see is what you get. In the last 8 years, we have not just made promises, but we've also kept them. More than 20,000 approvals have been given through this process in the last 8 years. In fact, all the large campuses that I've just mentioned, including Amazon's world's largest campus, has been given all clearances within 11 days. We gave 20,000 approvals. We have been able to attract nearly $35 billion in investment and have been able to create 1.6 million direct job potential. And the story goes on. And therefore, we urge all of you also to start looking at the prospect of investing in India through the gateway called Telangana. Not only have we done well on industrialization, we've also done exceedingly well in terms of holistic development. Industry has grown in Telangana, but so has our environment. A lot of times, when we talk of Malaysia and the palm oil cultivation that has happened there, there's a lot of stories, negative stories on deforestation that has happened and how that has really hurt environment. In Telangana, let me tell you, in the last 8 years, our green cover has grown from 24% of the geographical area of the state to 31.7%, by 7.7%. And what we have done in the last 8 years is something which is truly short of a miracle, if you ask me. Because never has there been a state in India after independence in 1947 where within a short span of 7 years, the area irrigated has more than doubled. Area cultivated has more than doubled in about 7 years. And that's exactly what our Honorable Chief Minister has done. If you have your phones with you right now, let me urge you, please pull out your phone. Some of you are already on your phones. Please pull out your phone, go to Google. If you can go to Google for a minute, I will really be grateful. Please type in, please search for the world's largest lift irrigation project. The world's largest lift irrigation project. Somebody please tell me the answer as well. I'm waiting. It is the Kaleshwaram project in this beautiful state of Telangana. It was executed flat in 4 years, in a short span of 4 years. We lift water from 82 meters above sea level. Through a multiple stage lift system, we bring it almost to 618 meters. Now, this project not only has added 40 plus lakh acres of new command area, it has been instrumental in providing drinking water to this beautiful city of Hyderabad. We hear enough stories about Three Gorges Dam in China and other engineering miracles elsewhere. A lot of times Indians don't typically end up appreciating what is happening in their own backyard, in their own state. And this is truly an engineering miracle that is unfolded right in front of our eyes, heralded by our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri KCR Garu. In a short span of 4 years, we have been able to execute the world's largest lift irrigation project. If I have to put it differently, the youngest state in India, the youngest state of India, has pulled off an engineering miracle and has completed the world's largest lift irrigation project in a short span of 4 years. As a result, not only because of this project, but also because of our focus, our Honorable CM's focus on irrigation, on reviving the tanks in the rural areas, the area has expanded, the area under agriculture has expanded, which has resulted in a very good problem for us. Our paddy production of rice, back in 2014, our production was about 68 lakh metric tons, which is 6.8 million metric tons. You know what that was last year, this year in fact? It has more than quadrupled to 25.9 million metric tons. 2.59 crore lakhs of metric tons. As a result, we are now faced with a challenge. We are not asking for any deforestation. We are asking our farmers, as our Honorable Agriculture Minister explained, to move away from paddy, because we are producing so much paddy now. The government of India is also saying, I can't purchase anymore, I can't procure anymore. The Food Corporation of India has literally thrown up its hands and said, I can't take anymore. So what we have decided is, we have taken up a very interesting challenge again. Over the course of next 5 years, we have decided that 2 million acres of land in Telangana, 2 million or 20 lakh acres of farmers who are currently engaged in paddy, will systemically, with of course support and with guidance, will be moved away from paddy towards oil palm. So therefore, we cannot be accused, like in other countries, of deforestation. Not only oil palm, but also Telangana in some pockets, especially Adilabad district, Asifabad district, Nirmal district, is known for production of soybean. And the Honorable Minister's own district, Vanaparthi, Gadwal, Mehboob Nagar, Nagar Karnool, there are about 5 districts, Narayanpet, they are known for groundnut production. Oil palm of course, soybean, groundnut, and more importantly sunflower, also in various pockets, various parts of the state, will all contribute to the state's raw material production. Therefore, I request the Honorable Chief Executives of various agro companies, agro-processing companies such as Imami, such as Godrej, such as Freedom and others, to Mr. Gupta as well of Louis Dreyfus, to kindly consider Telangana, because not only are we encouraging our farmers to produce those crops which will reduce import dependence in terms of edible oils, because Mr. Desai was kind enough to educate me and tell me that 60% of edible oils today in India are imported. In fact, with the Russia-Ukraine conflict recently, sunflower was badly hit, is what he was mentioning to me. So therefore, in Telangana, you have a state where the agriculture minister is seized of a very unique challenge.